Greetings, Patrick here, 8 Questions with, and we are here for our first show of the week at 8 degrees. 8 degrees outside as we go to air here. 8 degrees, and it's going to get down to like 1 degree. I don't even know what the difference is from like 1 degree to like 20 degrees. I mean, it's cold. I don't know how. I don't know what you freeze a little faster. I don't know. But it is 8 degrees here in southeastern Michigan. Um, and we are here with film critic Christi Newton. She'll be our guest in about 15 minutes or so. This will be her first podcast as a guest. I'm very happy to have her on the show. She's a very nice lady, and I've enjoyed talking to her off camera and setting this up. And glad that she's coming on to say hi. And we're going to talk all things horror because she is a horror film critic. So we will have a lot of films to talk about. And of course, I want to also like to peek inside of a reviewer's head to see how exactly do they come about to review their films. I ask him because I know I could use a hell of a lot of improvement on my reviews. I tend to basically tell the story, then start talking about the movie. I know I shouldn't do that, but it's just how I do it. Maybe you can give me some tips on how to maybe don't tell the whole damn story. I don't know. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna ask her. I also just put out my library haul video just right before I came up here, and that was a strange day today. That's for sure. It's like I said, it's bitterly cold outside, and I was thinking to myself, going like, man, do I even want to go down to the library because it's been really cold all week long. And I'm just thinking to myself, going like, man, there's not going to be any private donations there. There's just not going to be. Um, so if I go down there, it's in the hope that there will be some library discards, so they have something on the shelf. So pony up, jump in the car, and zip on down there. And first thing I noticed was there's not a lot of cars in the parking lot. So that tells me that they're at school today. Schools have been closed. There probably wouldn't have been any parking spots available. Uh, Parents tend to take their kids to the library when it's a snow day, as they should. But there's hardly anybody there, so I got in, and then most of the time we have anywhere between 12 to 16 people in for our resellers, plus my fellow cinephile, which I still don't know his name yet. I'm going to get that this next week. I got something else on him this week, which I didn't know. But I don't know his name, so I'm going to get his name next week. There's only 5 of us there. My fellow cinephile and 3 resellers. That was it. There was only 5 of us. I was like a little bit surprised we got that many. I fully expected it to be like 3, maybe 2, because it's so cold. I wasn't expecting anything. In fact, I was just sitting there waiting for the workers to come out and see what they had on the shelves. And they said, "Well, there's some stuff on there. There's some stuff." Okay. And then I asked the outgoing president, and I said, "What's it look like?" She says, "We got 2 shelves there." 2 shelves. I was actually pretty shocked at that. I was like, "Wow, that's a lot more than I expected." Um, Bell rings. We all go in, and it was library stuff. Yay! I was so happy. I was like, "All right, this is gonna this will be a good day." So if you watch the video, you'll see that I upgraded on a few movies I got a couple of weeks ago on DVD. That is the strange things about the strange thing about the library is they put out both DVD and Blu-ray. But whenever you see a library movie, even though you're maybe a Blu-ray collector, you still got to grab the DVD because there's no guarantee that the Blu-ray is going to be coming up behind it. I learned that early on after passing on a couple of movies and sitting there going like, oh, they'll be there next week on Blu-ray. And they never did. They never came. So I've learned now that anytime I see a movie from the library, I grab it and then because the prices are so low, I could just upgrade if I see it. So that's really what it was today. Some really good stuff too. I was really happy. I got the new Fantastic Four movie. I was really pleased about that. And I was like, and I got a steel book. I have not seen a steel book in the library for a year. It's been a year since I've had a steel book. I had to pay a tiny bit more for that because it was a steel book, but I didn't mind because it's in mint condition, and I haven't seen a steel book in a year. So next week is bag sale week, and I'm excited. I think that it's going to be fun. I think we're going to have some more stuff on the shelf next week. Um, I had heard that they will be calling some titles, so hopefully that will be the case, and hopefully that'll be the case, and we'll get some new shows coming in, some old to the library, new to me. Maybe we'll get some new TV shows. Uh, and I got to come across this as well. I'm outraged. I am outraged. I'm sitting here and I'm going, like, man, this is just not right. So let me tell you what happened. So there I am Sunday night, heading on over to Mike for Movies and Beyond's channel. Mike's a fabulous guy. And so for their topic for Sunday was horror icons battle. We each get to chip in a bad guy's name. They go on a wheel. He spins the wheel twice. They match up head to head, and they fight. And we vote. So I got there a little late, but there was still room on the wheel. So I stick up my hand and I say, it ain't a fight without a Bigfoot, right? You got to have Bigfoot if you're gonna have a fight. So Bigfoot made the cut. The wheel spun. Heroes, icons, battling out tooth and nail. But it's getting late. It's getting late, and it doesn't look like the Bigfoot's going to get into the action. So they go ahead and make one last spin. Bigfoot, yes. But who's he going to battle, right? I'm looking at the wheel, and I'm like, there ain't nobody here going to get close to Bigfoot. I mean, come on, really? So Mike spins the wheel, and it's Dexter Morgan. The really skinny guy who goes around killing serial killers and all that other stuff. That's Bigfoot's opponent. I'm going like that. That's just got to be the easiest walkover all night. I mean, Bigfoot versus Dexter. I mean, that'd be like, I don't know, it'd be like a cheetah, against a pit bull. Okay, maybe that was a little weird, but you get my meaning, right? So Bigfoot, once he puts his paws on Dexter, it's all over. So I'm expecting this to be just a cake. But I'm expecting that, right? But no. They're all coming out with all these weird reasons why Dexter would actually beat Bigfoot. It's outrageous, I tell you. Maybe if Bigfoot was fighting, I don't know, maybe God or something like that, I can understand, voting against Bigfoot. But Dexter Morgan, I mean, his sister could bench press him. And then to make it worse, our good friend Michael, who we love and cherish, have a great time on his channel, Movies and Beyond. He votes for Dexter. The fix is in. I tell you, the fix is in. This is worse than the NFL by far. I just want to go on record right here, right now, that Bigfoot deserves a rematch. Me and Michael, we're gonna have to come together on his channel, and we're gonna do a night of Bigfoot to celebrate him. And also to get him to battle somebody else to win, because there's just no way in hell he's losing to Dexter Morgan. In fact, there's nobody on that wheel that's going to lose to Dexter Morgan. There's nobody. He was like the lowest of the low. They had like 50 guys on the wheel. He's number 51. So we want a rematch. See. See, look at that. The mighty Ice Lord comes in and backs my play. That's how it rolls here. That's how it rolls. The Ice Lord himself has come up there and said Dexter wouldn't last a second. See, he's an expert. The Ice Lord is an expert on all things horror and Bigfoot. I think he is Bigfoot, maybe Yeti. I'm not sure. But we're going to ask our guest this question too, because she's an experienced horror film reviewer. Christi is. So she's going to be able to come up on here, and she hasn't heard this. But I'm going to just lay this out, just really, simple, and like, hey, who would win between a Bigfoot and Dexter Morgan? I am sure that Christi will sit there and say, without a doubt, Bigfoot, and that'll rest my case. Hey Tony, how are you, sir? All right. I know he was like the whippiest guy on the wheel, Wes. He was. There's maybe 42 people on that wheel, and they're battling fate head to head. And Bigfoot, I'm going when he rolled up against Dexter Morgan, I'm laughing because I'm going man, this is going to be such a cakewalk. And then Michael's like, I got a root for Dexter. What? That's crazy talk. Oh my gosh, I'm outraged, I tell you. So I was entertaining. It's a very entertaining night too, by the way. Sunday nights, about 8 o'clock or so on Movies and Beyond. Michael has actually been on a guest on here on 8 Questions With. He's a fantastic guy. His channel's popping every Sunday night. I had to leave our good friend Eric and Melissa just a tiny bit early to catch Michael's as well. But I want to talk about Eric's and Melissa's show they had on Sunday night. It only aired on Sunday because something came up. They had to bump it back a day, and it was great because Eric is showing Melissa Hill, who's just now getting into horror movies. He is introducing her to classic horror, and so last night they were covering Halloween '78. That was a very entertaining show. That's right, Ice Lord. That's right. Hopefully Wes will be up and running too. I know that he's going to be getting a new show up here running pretty soon. I think he's lining up a slot and some guests. I think he's going to be doing a one-on-one type of interview show, which I really find very cool. I really find that format to be a lot of fun, just like we're doing here. I think it's a lot of fun that we do that, and I enjoy it. And I want to give a shout out to our good friend Larry, the Horror Cat Dad. He laid some love and shout outs to me and Big Jim from Jim's movie channel. And Jim, if you're watching this, I had a chance to buy your favorite movie today. It was sitting on the shelf. I passed. I laughed. I passed on it, and I'm like, I should bring that just for a party favor. But I passed. I was like, no, I can't do that. But it was sitting there on the shelf at the library. It made me laugh. So I was like, oh shit! It's people are still passing along that one copy of that damn movie. See, Anthony says he has a dog named Christmas. That's a good name for a dog. Back to Eric and Melissa. That was a really fun show. It was sort of refreshing in the fact that we're not they're not the biggest fans of the movie, and that was her first time watching it, and she had some really fun observations about that show, about that movie Halloween '78. It was a lot of fun. And there is brother Max in the house. Glad you're here. Our guest will be here within a minute or two. I'm sure she's going to come on dead at 8 o'clock. That'll be like I said, Christy is a very nice young lady. I went ahead. I actually was cruising IMDb pages. As a matter of fact, I was cruising the pages of IMDb. I was slumming it, and that is how I found Christy's name. And so I went ahead and said, "Hey, she's a producer. She's also a horror film reviewer. That'll be fun to talk to because like I said before, I know I could lose. I know I could use some tips on how to do reviews because my reviews are really. So I'm looking forward to this. This will be a lot of fun. Calendar. That's right. I should do that. Horror nerds. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Greetings, greetings. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. Christy will be here momentarily. I can't wait. Like I said, I can't wait to get this ball rolling. As far as the calendar goes, we got a calendar. We got 2 shows this week. One on Thursday with Deathmatch Hall of Famer Madman Pondo. He'll be here on Thursday at 8 o'clock. Cannot wait for that. This will be my first interview with a deathmatch wrestler. I interviewed James Fury, who is more of a traditional wrestler. This will be our first time we have talked to a deathmatch wrestler. And if you don't know what deathmatch wrestling is, just go up to your bar there and type in deathmatch wrestling, and be amazed. Be very amazed and be a little bit afraid. Those guys are absolutely crazy. Glad you're here. This will be a lot of fun. Glad you guys are here for this one here in a very cold southeastern Michigan. So Madman will be here Thursday at 8 o'clock. And then on Saturday at 4 o'clock, I'll be heading on over to Al Carr's channel, aka The Bat. We are going to be watching a El Santos movies. El Santos versus Blue Demon. And it'll be my first time watching this movie. There's like 60 of these movies, and Al is going through each and every one of them with a special guest star for a watch party. So we are up. So it's sort of like an unofficial Midnight Society reunion, the Cat and the Bat. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to hanging out with Al. Always a good time. And then Sunday night, next Sunday, at 8 o'clock, we'll be doing the IFC Midnight Show here on my channel. I'm hosting the show, and we will be talking about a movie called Perfect Sense with Ian McGregor and Eva Green. And let me tell you, that is the most unusually marketed movie I think I've seen as far as the cover goes for what the movie is. It looks like a love affair. It ain't. There's just a little bit of spiciness to it, but it's not a romantic movie at all. It's actually a very terrifying movie. It is one that will stay with you. And it came out on IFC in 2011, so we're gonna watch that and deep dive it. And that one's one I really hope you guys come out and check out, because I think we'll have a lot to say for that one. And then I do believe next month it will be Ben's turn, or no, I think it's Mary's turn. Mary will be hosting next month. I have no idea what she's going to pick. All right. Hey Jerry, how are you? How are you? Let me see where my guest is at. She is on the West Coast, so she might be slightly behind us. We'll make sure that she's not on the road. Make sure she's not on the road. One of the other things that Christy does too, and I put that in the link down below, is she also is a moderator for a group on Facebook. She has She has a channel, a group called Madam Cadaver horror movie reviews. I know the first thing I saw that too when she told me that she had a group, and I saw that it was Madam Cadavers. The first thing I thought of was, is she related to Ben? I mean, is she a friend of Ben's? Because his channel is called the Cadaver Club. Ben is one of the ISC Midnights. So I was like, wow, wouldn't that be something? They always say that we always have an opposite person in the world. And I'm thinking, wow, you got Ben over here, and you got Madam, you got Cadaver Club, and you got Madam Cadaver. I wonder if that's just, is that fate? I don't know. Hi Tom, how are you? Madam Cadaver's her Facebook group. Yeah, it seems pretty cool so far. It's glitching though. It's a glitch, Tom. It's her. If you're talking about Christie's group, it's a little glitchy. We can't. We can't post. Even I mean, even she runs it's her channel, it's her group. She runs it, but even she can't approve. She can't approve of the people who post reviews, and it's her channel. So that sort of sucks. I feel bad for her, and we'll talk to her a little bit about that as well. Um, but yeah, I've enjoyed my time over there so far. Seems like a nice group of people. Um, I got to invite her over to my group. I don't know why I haven't done that yet. Let's see. Uh, well, it was interesting too. One of the movies I forgot to mention when I was doing the library movies, it was really interesting to get it today, but I got 28 years later today for the first time. And of course, it came out, of course, now the Bone Temple came out as well. And I just got the last movie. And so I was pretty happy about that too, as well. I've heard so many good things about the Bone Temple. Just a little bit bummed out that it got off to a really good start as far as critical acclaim goes. I mean, a lot of people really enjoyed it, and but it didn't really crack the box office like they were expecting. Um, and it was really weird. Is like a lot of times this is something you don't really see in movies. And oh, let's see where she's at. Okay, okay, ooh, all right, all right. So I'm gonna do it that way. Sometimes when I get someone a link, it's like the last thing I talk to them before the show starts. And yeah, give me 1 second here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab her a fresh link. So because we talked a little bit more off camera than I normally do, so her link might have been buried. Uh, and my mouse needs to be fixed. I have to come up with reasons to get out and drive my car because it's so cold. I can't leave my car in the parking lot in the driveway. I don't have a heated garage, so I have to drive it. Otherwise, I run the risk of my car's battery dying out. So every So every day I have to come with a little bit of an errand like to do, so I can go ahead and so my car doesn't die out. So either that or I have to I start the car up, let it run, and then I go outside and shovel up my sidewalk. Of course, the cheetah thinks I'm crazy, and he's probably right. I have not seen Juror number two yet. That movie did not come through, Tom. It did not come through the library. Yeah, I was bummed by that. I was waiting for that because I wanted to get it. But I did have a chance to do this today. So I got a Blu-ray copy of the I Know What You Did Last Summer from last year, and I was able to show it to my to the other guy, the other film collector, and I was able to show him Leah McKendrick's name, saying how I've talked to Leah before. So that was a lot of fun. Yes, yes, she was. Definitely one of my favorites. I don't know. You know what? I would actually be very curious to see what are the favorites as far as the actual audience would think, because we've had so many good shows. I honestly can tell you, there's not a single show that I would throw back into the water. I've been happy with every one of them. Um, maybe for the except for the technical error, the tech problems. Other than that, um, yeah, I've been very happy. Hey, Stephen, how are you? That's right, you are. You're almost at 200. Did you go live today, Stephen? Because if you did, I missed the notification. Yeah, but I would like to see that. It'd be very interesting to see. It'd be very interesting to see. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Hmm. This will be her first time doing this, so hopefully she won't have any problems. Which is always interesting, right? I mean, every time you go up there and do an interview for the first time, it's always a little nerve-wracking. You have never done it before, and for some people, it's not really easy to do. We've had we still have the one poet um, who was supposed to come onto the show, and she was used to doing spoken word in front of a live audience, but she got stage fright coming on online, um, which was really yeah. You know what, I just sent her I just resent the link again. I sent it to her yesterday, and normally the time when I do that is I'll just send the link, and I don't really talk to the person after that, and then they come on to the because that way you save the link right there, so you have no problem finding it. So what I did was I did that yesterday, and then her and I talked afterwards. So she would have to scroll up a little bit to find it. So I decided not to do that. I just sent her the link again. So all she has to do is just click the link and come on board. Yeah, StreamYard. I will say about StreamYard about that. They do have a very easy guest, to get as far as guest goes. You don't really have to go through hoops for that. I know some do. Like you gotta, it takes a little bit to set it up so you have guests to come on, like Zoom. But StreamYard, I've always given them that. That they it makes it easy. It makes it very easy to come on to the show. But the thing is, though, it's like she's not. I mean, she's having trouble. She's not telling me, so I don't know what's. And she said she was ready. So, um, but she's not telling me if she's had problems or not. We talk on Facebook. So, um, and she has a little bit of she also does producing as well. And one of the films that she worked on was Skate to Hell, and that was actually also produced by our good friend Nicole Vegas. So I didn't know that. I didn't realize that until her and I started talking. I mean, I looked at her IMDb page. I didn't necessarily see that right off the bat. It wasn't until after we had booked the show and I went back to look some of the movies that she has on her IMDb that she had worked with Nicole on that movie. So I can't wait to talk to her about that. And she worked on another interesting movie called 11-11-11, which is a series of films. I know I have 13-13-13 that came out from the Asylum. So I'm not sure if that's like a sequel to that or a franchise because I don't think I know that Asylum does do franchises. So I'm not sure how that worked. I have to see. Oh boy. Let's see. See, Steven says here, let's see. I did, but maybe next time I'll start my Thursday live stream. And Patrick, if there's time before your live stream Thursday at 8 p.m., would you like to come up? I will definitely have to see what my schedule brings to that, Stephen. We'll definitely consider that. I'm working on one big show right now, but if I can get off that and get over there in time, I'll come over and say hello for sure. And I know that Wes will be starting his show on Fridays pretty soon. Um, Wes, if you're still inside, if you're still here, are you getting any snow? Because we are. We're actually supposed to get some pretty good snow tomorrow, which I didn't expect. I was like, where did that come from? So so I'll be out there shoveling snow. But it's gonna get extremely crazy here as far as how cold it's gonna get. But you know what? Did you guys see the footage from Kamchatka over in Russia? They got like 60 feet of snow. 60 feet of snow. That is absolutely insane. They showed a guy who lives on top of an apartment building, like on the top, and he went to his window and he was able to jump out of his window and land in a snowbank from an 8 or 9 story building. In fact, they had to go up there. They had to sit there and put a disclaimer on it saying that this was not AI. This is really snow. This is, this is really happening. Um, I was just amazed by that. I've never seen anything like that. I don't. It's actually sort of scary, because that snow's going to melt sometime, and you already know what kind of problems that's going to cause. But there's nothing they could do about it. I mean, the plows can't get in there, and they're not going to make any sort of indent on it at all. Your Thursday live stream is at 3:50. Okay, I can come over for a few minutes on that. Just send me a reminder. Okay. Well, this is not turning out to be this is not turning out. Maybe she got stage fright. It happens. I can't begrudge her that. I mean, if she I mean, that happens. Like I said, I had a poet who was used to doing spoken word, and I mean, she got in front of loud crowds and did poetry, but when it came down to do a podcast, doing this visual podcast, she got scared. She got scared, stage fright, and and she said she liked, like, can we try it again? No problem. Uh, we waited several months. I told her, I says, listen, when you think that you're ready, not me, but you come tell me, and then we'll reschedule it. And we did that. We rescheduled the show, and we had her come on, come on. And sure, hell enough, the same thing happened right before she just got terrified. And so I understand that. Um, it's it's rough. It's the first time. I mean, I remember the first time I went live, but I was fortunate. I was with Hobbs, so he made it really comfortable. So I was able to get in. I was actually really surprised how, considering that I like being behind the scenes, but I was really surprised to see how, like, oh, this is actually really a lot of fun to do, and I really don't care what people think what I look like. There's our good friend Eric. Like I was telling you before, the show with him and the lovely Melissa Hill talking about Halloween. That was a hoot. Um, and yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. You and her. And a lot of fun references too. Um, so yeah, our guest tonight, I don't know what's going on. I see if she's online, but she's not reaching out to me. So yeah, it happens. I'll have to see exactly what happened. Maybe she got scared. It happens. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna. So so we'll probably yeah, man, it was a good show. I mean, it really was. I watched it to almost to the bitter end. Oh, and then I switched over, and if you caught the beginning of the pod, um, I was watching. I was over at Movies and Beyond last night. Eric, I think you have something to say about this. So here I am over at Movies and Beyond. They're doing horror icon battle. You know, you get to name a horror icon. It goes on the wheel. You spin the wheel and they fight. Basically, you vote for it. So I got there late. I got there really late. The wheel was almost filled, and I said, I got a villain. I got somebody. So they said, who are you going to throw out there? And I said, Bigfoot. Okay. So Bigfoot made the list, and I was really happy about that. And then we had to wait. We had to wait while all the other icons battled hard. And so I'm like, okay, this is awesome. But then time started running out, and there was only like time for one more spin, and then Bigfoot showed up. So who is Bigfoot going to fight, right? So they spun the wheel, and lo and behold, it's Dexter Morgan. Dexter, for the show, the guy who goes around killing serial killers, like the 5'10", 150-pound, like skinny guy. So he's gonna fight Bigfoot. Now this should have been actually just absolute crush, right? Bigfoot. But no. Somehow, some way, I don't know. I don't understand it. I think the fix was in, but somehow that Dexter, they said that Dexter would be able to beat Bigfoot in a fight. Now, I can go along with fantasy. I can go along with wish fulfillment, make believe, what have you. Leprechauns can speak. They can go to college. Ghoulies can go to college. I can believe in all that, but I don't believe for a split second that Dexter Morgan could beat a Bigfoot. So yeah. see, that's what I'm saying. So I mean, I just want to tell Michael and for Movies and Beyond that we demand a rematch. We want a rematch between Dexter and Bigfoot. And that's what I want. And I think we should have the battle here on this channel. That way he get a fair shake. Because I'm not saying that the crowd was fixed or anything, but I did see some cash flowing between the channels. All those super chats going on there. We know where that money's going. We know where that was going. Yeah. Pick that Dexter guy. Yeah, we get you. Had a great time over there. Always a good time over at Movies and Beyond's channel. Really good time every Sunday night, 8 o'clock. And yeah, I didn't know what they were doing as far as I didn't know they were doing a battle though, because I was watching your show, Eric. I was watching your show, and then it pinged on saying that they were up and running. So I was waiting for your show to end, and then I got over there just in time to throw in Bigfoot, the champ. The one that cracked me up, the battle that really got me going, was when they were saying how Pinhead was gonna battle. I'm sorry, but you know what? Dexter Morgan could beat Pinhead. You got to go with Hellraiser 2, right? Is Hellraiser 2 the most anticlimactic horror film ever created? I mean, seriously, you get so amped up, wait for that big fight. I mean, you're just sitting there going, oh, hell yeah. And you're so psyched up for that. And then you get that big fight, that no fight, that what the hell fight. And all of a sudden you just look at that Pinhead going like, dude, you're going out like that? Let's see. Oh my gosh. Well, you know how it went, Eric. You've been on some of those horror icons with Steven and Knight. You know what? You saw all those super chats go in there flying in that room. It seemed to me a Scream won an awful lot of battles over there. Like wow, Scream's winning over that movie. I don't know. Super chat. I'm telling you. Oh my God. Conspiracy theories of the yin yang. All right. So this show has turned into an open mic show. So we are just going to go ahead and talk. What I will do is I will throw down a link here. And if anybody wants to come up and to say hi, we will do that. So let me go ahead and do that. And if you want to come up, I'll leave that up there for like 2 or 3 minutes. If you want to come up and we'll just talk about whatever floats your boat. Tom, if you want to come up, my man. You don't have to go on camera if you're uncomfortable with that. You can keep yourself blank if you want to, but you're more than willing to come up. Same to you, Jerry, if you're still here. The Ice Lord, Eric, anybody wants to come up? Yeah, I'll get in contact with Cindy later and make sure she's all right and see if that's what happened to her. See, she got stage fright. That does happen. So yeah, that was fun comparing it to Scooby Doo. Well, come on board then, Tom. Oh, okay. Uh-oh, looks like the last okay, looks like Steven's gonna come up here. Yeah, we'll put Steven up here for a few minutes.
Hey
Hey
there,
Steven,
everybody.
how are you, sir?
Hey
All
there,
right.
everybody. How you doing?
Doing good, sir. Doing good.
I heard that
How
your
are
guests are
you?
not coming in today.
Yeah, that happens. As you know, sometimes that does happen to interview shows. Um, Sometimes the guests will have something come up, like last minute. I'm thinking it's stage fright myself. I'm thinking it's like something. She was like really nervous, though she didn't show any signs of it. She didn't show any signs of it. She said she was looking forward to it, but you know what? You could look forward to something until you have to do it, and then all of a sudden it's like, yikes! It's you know, yeah. If you want to come up, if you want to come up, Tom, man, zip on that link, man, and we'll talk some Bigfoot.
Hey, I first heard of Bigfoot. Bigfoot is kind of like the
Oh,
king of Bigfoot is the king of the monster trucks.
let's see. Tom says, okay, not in the mood. I got you. I got you. Yeah, Bigfoot is everywhere. Uh, Bigfoot has been in a lot of different movies, a lot of TV shows. Yeah, he races Gravedigger a lot on those monster trucks.
I love monster trucks. In fact, I just
He-
watched one of the monster jams.
did you? All
Yeah,
right.
I remember the time when I was in Baltimore, Maryland, and when I went to see Monster Jam, and there were lots of monster trucks.
Uh-huh.
Like there
All
was
right.
there was Scooby Doo, Gravedigger, Zombie, and Max D and El Toro Loco.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Scooby Doo got a monster truck after it?
Yeah, Scooby Doo is the name of the monster truck.
Damn, that's tight. See, says Bigfoot ain't losing to Dexter. I don't care what the super chats say. That's right. That's right. That's right. We want a rematch. We want a rematch with Dexter. Um, because there's just no way that like I said, the only person I can see beating Bigfoot is maybe God, and that's it. That's all I can see. I can't see him losing to anybody else but that. Okay, maybe he loses to Jason and Michael Myers and Art the Clown. Well, he might lose to a lot of different people actually. Yeah, I've only been to one monster truck event in my entire life. I will have to say that I really liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun, and those guys are some amazing drivers. I mean, there's some skill there. Those monster trucks are, they're so big. Um, but I've only seen one monster truck event for that. I've never seen a official NASCAR. Never been there. Haven't seen an IndyCar event. I've seen some dirt track cars races, go-kart races, but I've never seen like a full-fledged professional, like a Formula One event. But man, oh man, those cars go fast.
They sure
Um,
are.
let's see. If Dexter uses a knife, he has to get in close to Bigfoot to stab him. Bigfoot would grab him and rip him apart. Yeah, my thing is like this. It's like, you know what? How in the hell could Dexter beat Bigfoot when he couldn't even save his own wife? His own wife got killed. How could you let that happen and still think that you're able to go up against a Bigfoot?
I don't know. But there's a new movie coming out this week on Svengoolie. The movie is called King Kong versus Godzilla. The most film where you see where the two monsters are in a battle for survival in Tokyo, Japan.
That's we're trying this again. Yep. That's so weird. Have you guys had any trouble at all with I just got them praising them too, but now I have to ask, it's like, does anybody have problems with StreamYard this week? I haven't had any problems with it, but she said that she's been waiting, but she didn't go through the link that I sent. That is bizarre as hell.
This could be a problem, Patrick.
Yeah, it could be. It could be at that. I'm going to try one last time, but I mean, there should not be any problem at all with her coming up. So I have no idea if StreamYard is screwing with me or what. Or maybe once I go live, I don't know. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. That is weird. Yep, that's the one. Wow. I have no idea why she's having a hard time to get in on here. That's just I'm gonna tell her to try to open it in Chrome. She might have trouble opening it there. Wow. I haven't had any problems at all with a guest coming in. At all. Huh. Might have to try to do this. At least I know it's a technical problem. It wasn't her, so she's trying to get in. Well, I'm gonna probably have to give her a ring here and see if we could just do a test run. Though I haven't had any problems with it at all. It's worked perfectly fine. Yeah, I haven't either. I'm totally perplexed by this. No, I sent her the right link. And I even yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna try to tell her that.
You have a great Christmas last year, Patrick?
I don't really do Christmas.
I mean, do you have a great Christmas last year?
I don't really do Christmas, Stephen.
Well, I have a great Christmas last year.
Let's see. No. Okay. Okay. And she says she's in the studio. I don't think she went as far. She didn't go as far in because you have to go through the studio in order to go to the waiting room. I don't think that's what she did. I think she just stood outside. Ah, that happens. Hmm. I haven't had any problem. I don't know. Maybe because it was maybe it was because it's her first time. But either way, it's a learning thing. Plus, you get to come up and say hi, Stephen. So, how are you and your sisters doing?
Well, my sister's doing okay. Right now, Jesse's in her room sleeping, and Sky's in her room, and she's got school tomorrow, and I'm in my room playing on my computer, and I go downstairs and play on the Xbox.
See, Alex tried to join once and wasn't using Chrome, so it wasn't allowing her to join. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and ping her and tell her to come through Chrome. Well, it's already 8:45, so I'm just gonna.
Well, my time on my computer says 8:41.
Yeah, it's it's too late to do the show, but what I'll tell her to do is that we'll do a FaceTime and make sure she can do it, and then I can just go ahead and have her back on.
That's a good idea. A quick reminder, folks, before I go, join me this Thursday, where Patrick is going to be joining me for a little bit before he starts his live stream at 8 p.m. to talk to the wrestling event that he's talking about.
That's right, Madman Pondo.
Mad Pondo. Who's that?
That's right. He is a deathmatch wrestler. He wrestles across the country. He's a multi-title champion, Hall of Famer. He's also a writer and a writer. He's written two books. So he's a bit of a Renaissance man. And of course, deathmatch wrestling itself is just one of the craziest things that you'll ever see. If you go there to a deathmatch wrestling event, make sure you're sitting in like rows 6 or 7, not 1 and 2, because if you sit in 1 and 2, you will get blood on you, guaranteed. You'll have to wear plastic and a face shield if you want to sit in the first row, because there will be blood. Blood will be shed out of deathmatch wrestling. A wrestling event. If you're not bleeding, you're not trying. If it goes down to a deathmatch show, and so we'll be talking to Madman Pondo about his career. So that'll be a lot of fun.
I can't wait to hear that, and I'll be there in the chat.
Definitely.
But I got some bad news for you here, Patrick.
What's that?
My mom died last Thursday at 3:30.
I know we talked about that. Did you have the funeral yet?
Well, she's already in heaven with my dad.
Okay.
And but she'll be all right with Dad. And I'm terribly sorry how this happened to my family.
Yeah, that you know what? It happens to everybody's family, Stephen.
Yeah, but I still got my sisters with me.
Yep.
And I'm gonna do everything, and I'm gonna stay strong because the Lord's watching over us.
I'm glad he's watching over somebody.
Yeah.
I wish if he was watching. I wish he was watching us just a little bit closer.
But anyway, Patrick, I'll be seeing you on the chat, and hopefully you'll be here at my live stream at 3:50.
Yeah, we'll take it as we go for sure. I'll definitely come by and say hi.
Okay, and we'll talk to you about your channel and what do you do and where you live.
Well, we will talk. That's for sure. We will talk.
We'll talk it out. That's for sure.
That's for sure. Well, thanks for coming up and helping save the night.
Again, reminder, folks. Join me this Thursday, where Patrick is going to be here on my live stream to talk it over about what his channel does, and we're also going to be talking to some favorite horror movies when we're visiting in Patrick's channel.
That's right. We're going to talk all things horror.
Yep. And so Patrick, you take care of yourself, and I'll see you at 3:30. I'll see you at 3:50. My mind just
Okay,
kept getting me confused.
3:50.
That's right, 3:50. That's
All
the
right.
time that I start my live stream. All right.
All right, sir. Have a
And
great
like I
night,
said,
and
I'll
thanks
be,
for coming.
and like I
Thanks
said,
for
I'll
coming
be
up.
there. And like I said, I'll be there on the chat to see the deathmatch guest star.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
All right.
Going to be fun. Yep. Have a great night, sir.
All right. See ya.
Eric knows. He says I usually sit in third row for death match shows. I still pick glass and thumbtacks off of me. And what about the blood? What about the blood? I'm sure there's some blood. I'm sure there's blood flowing. Some of these matches, those being hit with those fluorescent lights. That's got to be the most insane thing I've ever seen. That is, I couldn't believe when I saw that. I'm going like, those things are. It's like being hit with 1,000 needles. Oh my lord! you know what? I bet they probably get I think that's really one of the reasons why they get tattooed so much is so they don't have scars. They can't. So you don't see their scars on their arms and their backs and stuff like that. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go ahead and end this, and then I'm going to try to give her a call, and then see if we can go ahead and just do a test run with a face, and then I can go ahead and I think I can try to have her come on maybe next Tuesday. But I definitely want to have Christi on here, and I have no idea why. So I think if I talk to her on the phone, and that will help out a little bit. But we'll keep this one for the books. I'll change the title to it, of course. But we'll make this a Justice for Bigfoot or something like that. But yeah, thanks you guys for coming in. I'm gonna go ahead and let it go, and then I will be back here Thursday for Madman Pondo. Yeah, sorry about tonight. It's probably just a misstep, but that does happen, and we will see what we can do to fix it. And like I said, if we can have her come back on next week, we will do that. Thanks for the support, and yeah, I will see you here Thursday night at 8 p.m. with Madman Pondo. And yeah, take care. Be safe, everybody. Peace.